When Americans celebrated the very first 4th of July, Florida was still British. In fact, while 13 colonies were declaring independence from King George III, Florida remained loyal to the crown, and it would stay that way for years. Many people assume Florida was one of the original colonies that became the United States. It wasn't. On July 4th, 1776, Florida wasn't part of the rebellion. It wasn't even one colony. It was two. East Florida, governed from St. Augustine, and West Florida, governed from Pensacola. Both were British colonies, and both chose loyalty over revolution. The reason goes back just 13 years before the Declaration of Independence. In 1763, Britain gained control of Florida from Spain after the 7 Years' War. The British divided the territory into East Florida and West Florida, creating what some historians collectively call Britain's 14th and 15th colonies. But unlike the colonies to the north, Florida had little appetite for rebellion. The population was small. Many residents depended on the British military for jobs and trade. And when tensions with Britain exploded elsewhere, Florida became a refuge for Loyalists fleeing places like Georgia and the Carolinas. While Boston was dumping tea into a harbor, St. Augustine was welcoming people who still supported the king. Florida wasn't just sitting on the sidelines, though. It became a Loyalist stronghold. British troops operated from Florida. Loyalist militias launched raids into neighboring Georgia. The Continental Army even attempted invasions of East Florida. Every single one of them failed. One of the Revolution's southernmost battles was fought near present-day Nassau County at the Battle of Thomas Creek in 1777. So while school textbooks usually focus on Lexington, Concord, and Yorktown, a different version of the Revolutionary War was unfolding in Florida. But here's where the story gets complicated. Florida may have been loyal to Britain, yet events in Florida still helped the American cause. In 1779, Spain entered the war against Britain. Spain's governor of Louisiana, Bernardo de Galvez, launched a campaign against British West Florida. After a series of victories, Spanish forces captured Pensacola in 1781. That victory helped eliminate one of Britain's most important bases on the Gulf Coast and helped weaken British control in the South. So Florida was technically on the British side, yet some of the most important victories against Britain happened on Florida soil. And then came the ultimate irony. The Loyalists who had remained faithful to the British crown expected their loyalty to be rewarded. Instead, Britain gave Florida away. In the Treaty of Paris that ended the Revolution in 1783, Britain returned both Floridas to Spain. Just like that, 20 years of British Florida came to an end. Florida went from Spanish to British, back to Spanish again. And it wouldn't officially become part of the United States until 1821. So the next time you celebrate the 4th of July, remember, on July 4th, 1776, Florida wasn't waving an American flag, it was still flying the Union Jack. And that is one of the strangest chapters in Florida history.